sets up that great split finger pitch, but he's got to throw enough fastball strikes to get them to offer at his heater.
Swing and a pop-up on the fastball. That'll get back into the seats. Is that what you think happened in New York, where the fastball wasn't consistent enough to get the swings on the splitter?
Yep, absolutely. And it's just been a problem for him when he commands that fastball in the strike zone up and down. That's especially when he can be effective with that splitter.
1-2. Throws the fastball again. That was his sinking fastball. Introduced the two-seamer this year. Misses outside. Leo Jimenez playing right up the middle for the Blue Jays. They're playing to the pull against Santander. Splitter hit foul.
Good splitter in a good spot right there. They got Santander to chase. The Blue Jays have given up 158 home runs, most home runs in the American League. The Chicago White Sox, who fired their manager today, they've only surrendered 150. The Blue Jays have given up the most home runs in the American League.
2-2. Another good splitter, but another one spoiled foul. Santander really reaching to cover that pitch.
Yeah, and with two strikes, he cuts his swing down. We know what a good two-strike hitter he is, and watch the effort here. He gets that split finger pitch down and away. That grip is very similar to his changeup. He rarely throws a changeup, but when he does, he throws it with a four-seam split finger grip.
Another splitter hit to right field. And Barger barely moves to make the catch. 2 outs.
Now with Barger in right field, let's take a look at the rest of the outfield, the way it sets up. Joey Loperfido back in the lineup, making his 5th start in left field. Barcia's in center, Barger's in right. Ernie Clement back at third base, making his 59th start at third. Jimenez and Horwitz up the middle. Vrati over at first base, and Alejandro Kirk back behind the plate. We're going to talk about Kirky all night long, not only with the bat, but what he's done behind the plate.
The pitch to Gunnar Henderson, fouled back, 0-1. When you look at Kirk's work behind the plate, what stood out to you?
Well, I think it's just the workload. You know, he caught 99 games last year, and he caught a lot of games early in the season when Danny Jansen was hurt. So he's learned how to keep himself as fresh as possible.
High fly ball right field, and running it down, Barger ends the inning. 3 fly balls in a 1-2-3, top of the first for Kevin Gausman. George Springer leading off for the Blue Jays. Dalton Varsho hitting second, and Vladimir Guerrero Jr. will bat third in this first inning. Scoreless ball game. Blue Jays and Orioles, and here is the rest of the Toronto lineup. You see a good handful of left-handed hitters, but Vladimir Guerrero Jr., the righty swinger, still dominates in the middle of that order, trying to be one of 5 players this year to reach a 20-game hit streak. On the mound for the Orioles, though, opposing him is the right-hander Dean Kramer.
Vladdy's had good numbers against Dean Kramer. Kramer making just his 15th start of the season. He's dealt with injuries. This is his first start against the Blue Jays this season. For his career, it is his 7th start overall. Last year, he made 3 starts against the Blue Jays.
His pitch to George Springer, swing and a miss, strike one.
Springer, Varsho, and Vladdy Guerrero, top three hitters, have had success against Dean Kramer. Kramer's not overpowering. His fastball will average about 93. He mix it up. A little fastball cutter mix generally, and then he'll throw a sinker and a splitter and an occasional curveball.
Here's 1-1. Hit right over his head and stopped up the middle by Holiday, who can't glove it cleanly. That'll be a base hit for Springer. Kramer getting his hat back there. That's a scary play for a pitcher, but luckily he got out of the way.
I tell you what, he's lucky he got out of the way of this one. It's a breaking ball over the middle of the plate, and it goes right back over his shoulder. He did a good job of ducking out of the way because that was about head high. And then when Holiday got it, it was a hot shot, and Kramer is fortunate that he was able to react and get out of the way of that one.
That ball hit just under 100 miles an hour, and he's less than 60 feet away after he delivered the pitch. For Springer, a single to start it off. Here's Dalton Varsho. Fouls back the first pitch.
Dean Kramer's been good in the first inning. You know, oftentimes we talk about starters struggling to get comfortable in the first inning, but he's held the opponents to a 0.89 average in the first inning. Let's see if the Blue Jays can mess that up tonight.
They scored in the first yesterday. All three of their runs came in the first two frames.
Dalton Varsho is 4 for 5 against Dean Kramer. And I think the arsenal of Kramer fits Varsho's strength very well. He doesn't have that high velocity fastball that he uses top of the zone.
The 1-1. Missed outside with the cutter.
And when you have success against an individual pitcher, you have a lot of confidence. You see the ball well. You feel comfortable at the plate. There are no surprises. And hopefully that's the case for Varsho tonight.
Swings and fouls back that fastball to make it 2-2. For Varsho, this is a bump up in the order. He ends up in the number 2 spot today. A couple lefties slid up near the top because left-handed batters have done some damage against Dean Kramer this year. 2-2. Lays off the high heat.
Yeah, lefties have hit 241 compared to a 209 average for the right-handed hitters, but that's not your normal right-handed hitter on deck. Vladdy Guerrero trying to get that hit streak extended to 20 games.
3-2 pitch, up and away, ball 4, and the Blue Jays have 2 base runners on for Guerrero with nobody out. 19 straight games, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. has picked up a hit yesterday, a hit and a walk, and like you mentioned, he also has good numbers against Dean Kramer.
Yeah, 9 home runs and 7 strikeouts during a 19-game hit streak. His career high hit streak came back in 2022 when he hit 22 straight games, but his numbers are much better during this 19-game hit streak. In 22, he hit just 3 home runs in 22 games. This year, he's hit 9 home runs in 19 games.
Takes down and away, ball 1. By far the longest active hit streak in baseball. Carlos Correa is sitting on a 13-gamer, although he's been on the injured list for about a month. Rhys Hoskins has hit in 12 straight. Swing and a fly ball. Right center field. Going back O'Hearn, and that ball's down on the track. Springer around third, Varsho right behind him. Springer scores, Varsho held up. It's hits in 20 straight games for Vladimir Guerrero Jr. and a 1-0 Blue Jay lead.
We have talked about it throughout these 20 games, how when Vladdy Guerrero targets the power alley in right center, when he hits it to the Tim Horton sign, you can't get him out. And watch when he stays on this 2-seam fastball and drives it. It's inside, but he is so geared up to hit it back up the middle, and he takes it right toward that Tim Horton sign, and that's his power alley. That's the sweet spot in his stroke in this ballpark, and he drives in 1 to give the Blue Jays a early lead.
Chance to get more as Spencer Horwitz takes strike 1. For Guerrero, that was his 30th double of the season. He had 30 doubles all of last year. You just can't stop him right now. Horwitz hits the 0-1 foul, 0-2.
Yeah, Spencer's got a battle right now, and he has been ever since he's gotten called up. He is a tough out. He grew up in the suburbs of Baltimore, grew up a Baltimore fan. He'd love to come up big here in the first inning against his former team, the team he rooted for as a kid.
Did you get that experience in the majors playing against your childhood team?
No, not really. My childhood team was the Giants. I played against the A's, who were in the Bay Area, but never got to play against the Giants. Not in the regular season. I played against them in spring training a few times.
Horwitz and the Blue Jays just visited Camden Yards, now back at home less than a week later, playing against the Orioles. Swings and misses at the high fastball, and for Kramer, that's an important first out of the inning.
Yeah, it's the 33rd time that Horwitz has struck out this season. He'll be disappointed with that at bat. Golden opportunity, second and third with nobody out, and he comes up with the last thing you want to do is strike out.
Alejandro Kirk very rarely strikes out. He's up right now, and the infield is back. First pitch is a cutter for strike one. You figure if a ball's put in play on the ground with Dalton Varsho's speed, you got a really good shot here to score a run.
Yeah, you got to gamble in the first inning in this situation right now, and he called a balk. He just called a balk on Dean Kramer. The home plate umpire, Nate Tomlinson, quickly came out behind the catcher and indicated Kramer had balked, and that's going to be a free run for the Blue Jays. Watch Dean Kramer. He's going to start his delivery, and then he stopped right there. Good pickup by the umpire.
It looked like Kramer kind of knew it right when he did it. Now the infield is in for the Orioles after that balk and run score. Foul tip makes it 0-2. Third after the double and balk. 0-2 to Kirk. Pops up that pitch back out of play. He had to reach way up to get that ball.
Yeah, and that's exactly what you want to do when you get two strikes. Anything up in that zone, you got a chance to put in play to the outfield. It's a four-seam fastball, and you can see how he gets on top of it. That's a pretty good job, and obviously he's got a chance to drive in a run and make it a big first inning for the Blue Jays, so he's not going to take too many borderline pitches.
Kirk stepped out for a second, now back in the box, trying to make it a 3-0 Blue Jays lead in the first. Another 0-2. Hit well, left field line, hooking, foul.
Oh, we mentioned Alejandro Kirk in the open. Coming into this game, in his previous 17 games, he's hit .371. And this is the best run he's had all season long. George Springer, Matt Haig, the hitting coach, going over Springer's at bat, what he saw from Kramer in the first.
Springer's single set up this inning. Now the 0-2 is roped to left field, and that's another base hit for Alejandro Kirk. Guerrero jogs home, 3-0 Blue Jays.
Well, we mentioned how good Kramer has been in the first inning. Not the case tonight. Blue Jays jumped all over him. Springer hit a bullet over the pitcher's mound at the second base to start the inning. Then Varsho drew the walk. Vladdy came up with a double. Then after the strikeout, Kirk delivers another big hit. Boy, he's swinging the bat great.
Joey Loperfido back in the lineup today. Swings at the first pitch and fouls it back 0-1. Day off yesterday for Loperfido. Blue Jays were facing a lefty starter in Trevor Rogers. Kramer's 0-1. Tough take on a pitch outside. That'll even up the count.
First time Loperfido has faced Dean Kramer. I mentioned the guys at the top of the order had good numbers against Kramer, and it played out.
that one is off the glove of Rutschman, and up to second goes Kirk.
Well, Rutschman was charged with his first pass ball of the season in the first game of this series, and you can see he's down on one knee and just can't get up quick enough to get that ball that tips off his catcher's mitt, goes back to the screen, and probably be a wild pitch charge to the pitcher.
That pass ball on Rutschman that you mentioned was his first pass ball in a 187 game span. And they have gone with wild pitch there, so there will not be another pass ball charged to Rutschman. Two. Swing and a miss. Got him with the up and in fastball, 2 outs.
And both of his strikeouts this inning have come on the fastball. He throws a lot of fastballs. He'll throw a lot of cutters. And this is that 4-seam fastball, same pitch he struck out Horwitz with.
Ernie Clement to the plate with 2 outs. Alejandro Kirk on second, and Clement hits the first one foul, 0-1. Probably going to like this matchup if you're Ernie Clement. Like you said, Kramer throws a lot of fastballs, and Ernie Clement loves hitting fastballs. Check swing on the cutter outside.
Another great opportunity for the Blue Jays. You know, they had such a tough time early in the season scoring in the first inning, but lately it's been a different story. John Snyder has used a couple of different combinations in that 2 spotting, including even using Ernie Clement to lead off against the Yankees.
Clement slices that one to shallow right center, and Jackson Holliday squeezes it to end the inning. The Blue Jays score.
mound of late after he spent the first couple of months of the season chasing hits, is walking that fine line between over-aggressiveness and intent, shortening his swing, honing in on better pitches to hit, particularly with 2 strikes. As you saw in the first, for Guerrero, he says the biggest focus has also been what he swings at, being willing to take his walks and forcing pitchers to come into him, just as he did to Dean Kramer in the first bet.
Yeah, Arden, I think that's been pretty universal for a couple of the hotter Blue Jays, like Addison Barger, who's been more selective recently, although he flies out on the first pitch there, pop out to the third baseman, Ramon Urias.
Yeah, you know what? With all the research, all the technology, all the analytics, it still gets back to one thing. You got to get a good pitch to hit. And it's been the case since Babe Ruth started playing. Pete Rose said that was the most important thing. And he's the hit king, more hits than anybody. But it's all about getting a good pitch to hit. And this kid did it last night 3 times.
3 doubles yesterday for Leo Jimenez. He had 3 doubles going into yesterday's game and doubled his total for the season.
Yeah, he hasn't looked overmatched, and he's had some good at-bats. He's gaining more confidence, and, you know, it's kind of interesting to see these guys get extended opportunities to play. I think it's going to be a good stretch of games for all the young guys, and a good stretch for the manager to see what he's dealing with, thinking about next year.
Room to play up the middle right now with Bo Bichette still on the injured list. It is worth noting that Bichette and Jordan Romano are expected to be in Toronto today and have some testing done. There you can see Jimenez controlling the strike zone, gets himself into a good count.
Well, you mentioned Jimenez hit 3 doubles yesterday. He's the 5th Blue Jays rookie to have 3 doubles in a game, and it's a pretty impressive list of former Blue Jay rookies. Sean Green did it first, followed by Eric Hinsky in his rookie season. Kevin Cash had 3 doubles as a rookie, as did Rowdy Tellez. So it's a small group of rookies in Blue Jays franchise history to come up with a game with 3 doubles.
3-2. Low ball 4, and it's a walk there for Jimenez on a borderline pitch.
Another good at bat for Jimenez. Just his 5th walk since joining the Blue Jays, but he'll take and turn the lineup over to George Springer.
Springer was the catalyst for the Blue Jays' 3-run first. Lined a ball just over the head of Dean Kramer on the mound and into shallow center. You had mentioned in the first inning, Buck, it's the first time Kramer sees the Blue Jays this year. Last year, he was dominant against the Blue Jays. 3 earned runs in over 17 innings. Already 3 earned runs allowed here in an inning and a third.
Yeah, he was very good in those 3 starts last year against the Blue Jays. Right now, the Jays are swinging the bats pretty well. Led by that guy right there, Vladdy Guerrero Jr. Springer's had a better run here in the second half. Alejandro Kirk the same. And Vladdy has been on fire since the All-Star break.
Tough break there for Kramer. You can see his disappointment. 1-2.
Well, Brandon Hyde, he was disappointed in the strike zone last night. He got tossed in the game, arguing with the home plate umpire, Larry Vanover.
Freddie Gonzalez took over, the bench coach, taking Hyde's place yesterday. And there were a number of calls yesterday on both sides, really, that probably would have left the managers scratching their heads.
Yeah, I talked to Freddie Gonzalez about the game last night, and he was thrust into that manager's seat kind of in a hurry.
Bouncing ball right side, long run for Holiday, who was playing up the middle, and the throw pulls Mountcastle off the bag.
Well, he had to rush his throw as Springer was hustling up the line, and George, he's fortunate that he didn't hurt himself the way he dodged out of the way. He saw the throw was kind of high and wasn't sure whether Mountcastle was going to get it. An awkward throw from Holiday, and you could see Springer ducking out of harm's way. But he is able to maintain contact. He saw the throw was coming in his direction, and he's fortunate that he could stay on his feet and hit the bag at first.
Dalton Varsho up, swings and fouls off the first pitch, 0-1.
It's the second error committed by Jackson Holiday. This is his 18th start at second base. He dropped a pop-up Sunday for his first error.
Guy who's played shortstop in the minors, but they have a pretty cemented shortstop here in the majors for the Orioles, Gunnar Henderson. And now a ball hit right back to Holiday, who turns and throws to Henderson for one, and that's the only out that the Orioles will get there. Jimenez up to third. Varsho's safe at first with a fielder's choice.
Yeah, Henderson did a good thing recognizing who was running from home plate. He knew he didn't have a shot to double up Varsho, so he pivoted and looked at third base just in case Jimenez had taken a wide turn around third. But Springer is retired on the 6-4 fielder's choice.
And now Vladimir Guerrero Jr. coming up to the plate after Adley Rutschman gives some signs related to a possible first and third steal. Hits in 20 straight for Guerrero. Swing and a fly ball, right field corner, and room for Ryan O'Hearn to make the catch and Orioles trailing in the 7th inning last night and hit a go-ahead home run, and Baltimore never looked back.
That home run last night came on an 0-2 fastball. He never is intimidated, and boy, he looks the way he did in spring training. We saw him a lot in spring training, and this is the way he was swinging about down in Florida. But he has ironed out a few things. You can see his batting stance is a little more parallel than it was early in the season, and he has drawn his hands in when he comes set closer to his ear. So he feels like he can get to that ball very quickly. You know, we talk about Jackson Holiday a lot, and we say, oh, yeah, it's Matt Holliday's kid. I think we need to tell people just how good Matt Holliday was. He was a terrific player, led the National League in RBIs in 2007 with the Rockies when he drove in 137. He also led the league in hits and doubles that year. I mean, Matt Holliday was a heck of a player. 7-time All-Star, 4-time Silver Slugger, and the MVP in the NLCS.
Hard hit ball to first, picked up by Guerrero. He races to the bag, 1 out. That NLCS MVP came in the Cardinals' 2011 World Series run.
Yeah, he also had a terrific slide in the final game of the season when he was playing Colorado. They were playing San Diego, and they make up the final game to break a tie, and he slid at home plate in extra innings, and Tim McClellan, the home plate umpire, never made a signal and called him safe, and that took them to the postseason that year.
Cedric Mullins to the plate now, takes strike one. And there's a lot of baseball in that family, too. Tom Holliday, Matt's dad was a longtime pitching coach at Oklahoma State. Josh Holliday, Matt's brother, Jackson's uncle, the current head coach at Oklahoma State.
Yeah, so, a lot of baseball talked over Thanksgiving dinner, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah.
And there's another young Holliday coming, his younger brother. He's 20. Gunnar Henderson's 23. Pretty good double play combination for a number of years.
Cedric Mullins hits it in the air to left field. Lo Perfido walks into it and squeezes it, 2 outs.
You know, when you think about double play combinations and you see two guys coming up together from the minor leagues, how about Alan Trammell and Lou Whitaker? They were a terrific combination. They both came up in their very early 20s and played for the Tigers for a long time. Trammell made it to the Hall of Fame, and I think Lou Whitaker should be in the Hall of Fame as well. These guys have started off on that path for sure.
The pitch to Ramon Urias outside, 1-0. Could maybe even do an Utley Rollins comparison there as well. Swing and a miss. That's a good splitter by Kevin Gausman to even up the count.
He has thrown enough fastballs that he's shown these Orioles he trusts his fastball tonight, and that splitter is becoming more effective.
1-1. Another splitter, and it's hit back foul, 1-2. No strikeouts yet for Gausman. 7 flyouts and a ground out. 1-2 pitch. Couldn't get him to chase the splitter low.
That's only the 6th ball he's thrown in this game. He's thrown 29 pitches, and he's been in the strike zone pitch after pitch after pitch.
Misses down and in with a fastball, and it's a full count. Top of the order on deck, Colton Cowser hits next for the Orioles. (3-2) to Urias. Splitter hit foul.
It's kind of interesting. He would throw a 3-2 splitter to Urias. He is 0 for 5 against Gausman, and he's the number 9 hitter with 2 outs. And I thought he might be a little more aggressive with his fastball, not wanting to turn this lineup over.
Misses inside with another splitter, and that's ball 4, the first base runner for the Orioles. Nothing in the top of the 3rd. Fastball hit in the air, deep left field, going back Lo Perfido, and that ball is gone. Colton Cowser jumps on a first pitch heater and hits it out of the yard. The Orioles are on the board. It's 3-2.
Now, I'm going to go back to that Ramon Urias at bat. He had him down and threw him 2 splitters in a row to walking. And that turned the lineup over. Second time the Orioles faced him, and he saw a lot of fastballs the first time up. And Cowser, that's his first hit of the series, and it's a big hit, a 2-run home run the opposite way.
Orioles have used the long ball to score almost all their runs in this series, and that's what they want to do there. They're major league leader in home runs as a team.
Kaiser is one of 8 Orioles with 10 or more home runs, and they have a potent lineup, and you can't really single out 1 or 2 hitters in their lineup. They can all take you deep.
Swing and a pop-up by Santander out of play.
That's a two-seam fastball that runs, and it runs over toward the barrel, and Kaiser stays on it. His 17th home run, 2 RBIs, give him 51 for the season. And the Orioles are right back in it.
Gausman had retired the first 8 before the walk to Urias, and then the homer by Kaiser. 0-2. Hit off the end of the bat foul.
Well, the Blue Jays have now surrendered 159 home runs, and they've just hit over 100 as an offensive team, so there's a wide margin home run differential.
Some of the Blue Jays pitchers have given up a lot of home runs even in their best years, like Gausman, but the numbers are even up a little bit this year.
Yeah, and Urias has always given up home runs. He always throws a lot of pitches in the zone, gives up home runs.
Hit on the ground and past the shift into left field. Santander around first, trying for second. The throw from low, Perfido. Not in time.
A pretty good throw from the left field foul line. Perfido made a good strong throw right on the money to Spencer Horwitz. Santander, that's a good time to gamble when you hit one down the line on the splitter, and look at the effort to hit that ball. They were playing him in the shift, and he stays on it. It's probably about a foot outside. Well, Perfido comes over and plays it back into second base, but it's a little bit too late. He takes that right hand and touches second base before Horwitz can put the tag on it. That's just his 19th double of the season.
And now 3 in a row have reached here with 2 outs for the Orioles. First pitch to Gunnar Henderson is down and away, ball 1. "19 pitches through the first 2 innings for Kevin Gausman, 20 pitches in this inning alone. The 2-0. Bounce the splitter. That's 3 splitters in a row, and he's fallen behind 3 balls and no strikes.
Obviously, Henderson saw it out of hand. It was in the dirt, and Underkirk got a piece of it to keep it close to home plate. So Santander stays put in scoring position. 3-0. You better be careful with this pitch. Gunnar Henderson, of course, is going to get the green light. Looking for his first hit of the series.
Takes that fastball on the outside edge. Good pitch by Gausman. It's 3-1. Checking on Santander. The 3-1 pitch. Went back to the splitter. Had that one in the zone. It's 3-2. Ryan O'Hearn hits next for the Orioles. Gunnar Henderson in a full count with 2 outs. Gausman trying to end the Oriole rally here. We'll have to wait a second as Henderson asked for time. Payoff pitch. Fastball hit back foul.
Good fastball at 96.
Henderson leads the Orioles in walks and strikeouts. Here's the 3-2. Hit in the air down the left field line into the seats. Are you going back to the fastball here?
I would throw the fastball above his belt on the inside part of the plate after he made him reach for that pitch away.
Fastball up and away for ball 4. It's a second walk of the inning.
Pete Welker coming out of the dugout, and it's been an extended inning. Obviously, he wants to give Kevin a little bit of a breather here. But I think it'll be another reminder. Hey, man, your fastball was dominant early in this game, and you got away from it. He retired the first 8 primarily using that fastball very effectively, and then he threw back-to-back 2-strike splitters to walk Urias, and that started this inning. The next batter hit the first pitch out of the ballpark to left field, then Santander hit a good pitch, just split her down and away off the plate, about 10 inches for a double, and now he has walked Henderson.
This was kind of a nothing inning until the third batter came up. 6 pitches for 2 outs in this inning, getting Holiday and Mullins. But now it's been a 27-pitch inning as Ryan O'Hearn comes up.
O'Hearn will be very aggressive on this first pitch after the walk to Henderson.
They start him with a splitter for strike 1.
Yeah, threw it in a good spot.
O'Hearn's a big addition the last 2 years to this lineup, coming over from Kansas City. It's that splitter on the ground to second. Horwitz has it, and that'll do it for the top of the 3rd inning. Orioles on the board, all with 2 outs. A walk. times keep on going for Alejandro Kirk, who lined a ball to deep left field for a single in the first. For Kirk, that base hit came off a splitter. Yesterday, he had 2 hits off of changeups. He didn't have a hit off an off-speed pitch before that, going back until April, but seems like he's made an adjustment there.
You know, Victor Martinez is with the ball club a lot. He is with the club in spring training. He's currently with the team right now, and Victor was a great hitter in his day, a switch-hitting catcher. And he's had a lot of conversations with a lot of these hitters about their approach, what they want to do. He told me something really interesting. When he was playing in Cleveland with Eddie Murray, Murray used to talk to him about playing the baseball with the bat, especially during batting practice. Don't swing at 100% all the time. Just kind of monitor your swing and keep it under control so you can handle different pitches. And Victor has been talking to a lot of these hitters. I mean, there's 3 hitting coaches right there, and a couple of them had a heck of a lot of success in the big leagues, Don Mattingly and Victor Martinez. But Victor likes what he sees from some of these young players, and now it's just a matter of putting it all together.
Two to Kirk. Popped up. Back of first in foul territory. That'll get into the seats.
The first time Eddie Murray mentioned play with the baseball to Victor Martinez, he was like, what do you mean by that? He said, I mean, just manipulate the bat and just don't try to hit every pitch the same way. It's kind of like what Bo Bichette does when he's really good. He's got a pitch for all different kinds of pitches, and that's what has made him such a great hitter. He doesn't take the same swing at the same pitch all the time.
Another one popped up by Kirk, but another one will find the seats.
You know, for a young hitter, everybody thinks you have to swing hard to hit it hard. You just have to swing quick to hit it hard.
And Victor Martinez hit a lot of balls very hard in his career, a 5-time All-Star. Another 3-2. High ball 4.
Bring a taste of the ballpark home with Schneider's.
Alejandro Kirk on for the second time in the game, and Joey Loperfido comes up to the plate. Swing and a grounder foul. Good reaction there by Mark Budzinski over at first, 0-1. Loperfido in his 6th game with the Blue Jays. 4 hits in the previous 5.
Yeah, he did not start in the game last night as Trevor Rogers, the lefty, started for the Orioles.
Fooled there by the fastball, a swing and a miss.
Yeah, a lot of movement on that fastball. It's probably a 2-seamer that ran way off the plate outside. Kramer struck him out back in the first inning on a high fastball.
Rutschman reaches up there, and the fastball by him. That's the 4th strikeout for Kramer. Twice he's got Horwitz, and twice he's got Loperfido.
Yeah, and when you really think about it, lefties have hit better against Kramer this season than righties, but that's not been the case so far tonight. All 4 of his strikeouts have come against lefty hitters.
And all 3 of the Blue Jay hits tonight have come from right-handed hitters, Springer, Guerrero, and Kirk. To Ernie Clement. 2 straight takes to start an at-bat. You don't see that very often from Clement. It's 1-1.
No, this is the first time he has faced being Kramer, so he's probably thinking, I got to see what I'm dealing with here before he goes up there hacking.
1-1. Swings and flies it down the right field line into the seats.
And we mentioned at the top of the show that we thought that Dean Kramer was going to use a lot of fastballs, and he has. He's used fastball, four-seam, two-seam, and cutter. So basically 3 fastballs. He's been using those pitches the majority of the time.
One-two. Goes to the cutter and misses down and away. Kevin Gausman getting a bit of a rest after a 29-pitch third. Clement popping up a four-seam fastball to first. Mountcastle into foul territory to make the catch and end the inning. A walk for Alejandro Kirk. He's left on first base still.
defense, but he feels like if he can keep finding a way to come up with hits against those pitches on the outer third while laying off the ones that end up off the plate, he'll force pitchers to come back into him and give them better pitches to turn on and drive.
Yeah, and Arden, he took some pitches outside in the first inning to get a walk, grounded into a fielder's choice in the second. What are some of the adjustments you think he can make, Buck, to cover the outside more?
Well, I don't think he really needs to worry about the outside as much as he needs to be able to get to the inside pitch when he gets a pitch he hit hard. And, it's been kind of a struggle for him when you look at his average coming into this game, 203, and it's been kind of the same way the last couple of years.
So for you, it's about when he gets his pitch, making sure that he gets the good swing on it.
Absolutely. I mean, that's the case with everybody. When you get a good pitch to hit, you got to make sure you don't miss it because they're not going to make an awful lot of mistakes to you. I think early in the season, the graphic showed that he got a lot of pitches over the inner half of the plate, and he was getting to them because they weren't really inside. And then he's had a few more pitches away, and now he's going to have to take that pitch more than swing at it. It's really not a pitch he wants to hit.
They've gone away in this at-bat. Now it's a full count. 3-2 pitches high and away, and it'll be a second walk of the game for Varsho.
Fourth walk issued by Kramer. Once again, the Blue Jays haven't had a hit since the Kirk RBI single in the first inning. And you know what? You can go into a game, and what do we talk about at the start of this game? A lot of fastballs, a lot of cutters, a lot of two-seamers. Well, he's changed now because he's introduced the splitter, and it's been a very effective pitch for him. So that's why you have to watch the pitcher during the course of a game to say, what's different about him? Why is he effective now? Because he's introduced that split finger pitch.
Check over at first. Varsho dives back in. Varsho with 10 stolen bases on the season, caught twice. 1-0 to Vlad. Fastball popped up. Mountcastle into foul territory. It's out of play. A lefty and a righty getting loose right now for the Orioles. Keegan Aiken and Brian Baker both up in the bullpen. Both were called up by the Orioles yesterday due to injuries. Dean Kramer settled in nicely after the first inning. It's still only on 85 pitches here. Is going third time through the order, but this is the toughest guy to face third time through in Guerrero already, so you wonder if he gets a little more leash after this.
And Vladdy, obviously with that RBI double to the power alley in right center, then he flied out to right. He's still in a good spot, not deviating from that great approach he's had throughout this entire 20-game hit streak.
The 2-1. Fastball hit well right field. O'Hearn going back. Leaps at the wall. It's gone. His 10th homer in the 20-game streak puts the Blue Jays back on the board. It's 5-2.
I just don't get the opposing pitchers just continue to pitch to Vladdy Guerrero during this hot stretch. We saw Aaron Judge get walked multiple times, and you know what? Vladdy, he doesn't have anybody behind him. I mean, he's got some young hitters, and Spencer Horwitz hitting behind him, but they keep throwing him pitches, and he keeps wearing them out. Keep it up, Vladdy. Home run number 23. 3 RBIs now. That gives him 75 for the season. But they continue to challenge him, and he continues to spoil their night.
And he continues to wear that jacket in the dugout as Horwitz hits it on the ground, and Mountcastle will flip to Kramer.
John Snyder said, I know Aaron Judge is hot, so I'm going to walk him. Well, nobody's hotter than Vladdy Guerrero Jr., and they keep pitching to him. And this one was a bullet in that same direction once again. He has hit a double to the power alley and hit a home run into the bullpen in right field. This is as good a stretch as I've ever seen from Guerrero Jr.
2021 included?
Yeah. I mean, he's in the ball so hard, doing so much damage. 10 home runs, 10 doubles into 20 games. I mean, that's big-time thunder.
He's coming off an American League Player of the Week award, and he's had about just as good of a week right after it. Alejandro Kirk's had a very nice day himself, and he fouls off another pitch to make it 0-2.
Coach Springer says, how do you do that, man? Oh, yeah, I'm just getting good pitches to hit. Not trying to hit it out to left field, not trying to hit it a long distance. Just trying to hit it hard.
Outside.
That's another thing that Alejandro Kirk has done. He's not trying to take big, powerful swings. He's just making good swing decisions, and he's quick. He's lightning quick when he does decide to swing. Like that. And even with 2 strikes. But it's all about rhythm and timing and making sure you're not moving an awful lot before you identify the pitch. Because once you move, your eyes move. And when your eyes move, the ball moves. And then you can't make a good decision when you should take or swing.
Kirk tracked that one all the way and takes it down and away.
Kevin Gausman likes the support. He has given up just 2 runs. The 2-run home run by Colton Cowser.
Check swing, appeal down to first, no swing, says Chris Siegel.
If you're moving on that pitch right there, you probably chase it. But he's so quiet at the plate right now that he's really waiting a long time before he commits to a particular pitch.
And he'll take up and in for a second walk today. Kirk has been on all 3 times he's come to the plate. And he'll be the last guy that Dean Kramer is going to face, it appears. No point yet from Brandon Hyde, and there it is for the lefty, Keegan Aiken. Blue Jays jump on Kramer in the 1st, and then they sting him again in the 5th. 2-run homer by Vladimir Guerrero for the Blue Jays. Swings at the first pitch and hits it foul, 0-1. Jimenez has really enjoyed hitting against lefties this year. If you look at majors and minors combined, he's hit almost 300 with an on-base plus slugging in the high 800s. Panamanian middle infielder making his second straight start at short. Started at second base in the opener. Takes there, gets called to strike 1 and 2. Aiken, a former Orioles second rounder out of Western Michigan, delivers the 1-2, and it's high. Lefty reliever Brendan Little is starting to get ready for the Blue Jays. Kevin Gausman's gone through 6 innings. Jimenez ropes it down the left field line, and it's rolling to the corner. Looks like extra bases again for Leo Jimenez. He picks up his 4th double in the last 2 games.
Well, you mentioned how well he's hitting against lefties. That's his 7th hit this season in the big leagues. He's now 7 for 20 against lefties, and he stays on that breaking ball, and Aiken didn't get it inside where he wanted it. Left it out over the plate, and once it's past the third baseman, it's academic. It's going to be a double for Jimenez. He's walked and now doubled. He's 1 for 2 so far tonight.
And saw some of the Jimenez family was on hand before the game down on the field watching batting practice. So fun to have a good day in front of them as George Springer takes high. Tough August in a very limited sample for Springer coming into this one. 2 for 18 in August, but came up with a hit on the 3rd pitch of Dean Kramer's start. And he's been walking very consistently this year, and he's had 3-0.
Never had a hit against Keegan Aiken. He's 0 for 11 against the Orioles left-hander, which is kind of surprising.
He's got great numbers career against the Orioles overall. Thought he had a walk there, but it's 3-1. Pretty good speed on second base, and Leo Jimenez, if a single gets to the outfield, he's got a good chance to score. 3-1. Fouled off the glove of Rutschman.
Yeah, Springer had a good pitch to hit right there, and he's disappointed he missed it. They had a good cut, got the pitch out over the plate, and watch the reaction after he takes that mighty swing, and I should have hit that one.
It's that fastball back. That one was a little bit higher, a little tougher to square up.
Yeah, that's what's frustrating for a big league hitter. When you get a pitch that you feel like you should hit, you found it straight back, and he was looking for the pitch. The count was in his favor, had a good cut at it, and just couldn't square it up.
Another 3-2. Called strike 3. That's a heck of a backdoor breaking ball from Keegan Aiken, his 2nd strikeout of the inning.
That slider on him. You could see Rutschman set up outside, and he catches the outside corner. It starts out way off the plate and breaks over the outer quarter of the plate, and now Springer is over 12 against Keegan Aiken.
Dalton Varsho swings at the first pitch and lifts it foul, 0-1. Varsho with 2 walks today, also a fielder's choice.
Yeah, this might be a position they consider a little bit more for Varsho. With Vladdy so hot, he walked twice and scored both times.
While the batting average is down about 20 points, the walks are up for Dalton Varsho this year. Already at 40 walks on the season, had 45 all of last year. What do you think about Varsho up there?
Well, I mean, he's just, getting some pitches to hit and missing them, and that's been the case since he's come here.
It's that one hard on the ground, and it's off the glove of Mountcastle. Jimenez getting the wave around third, comes in to score, and Dalton Varsho comes up with an RBI single to extend the Blue Jay lead.
He hit that ball sharply off the left-hander rake, and he's been making some good passes against lefty pitching in this series. And once again, he comes through the fastball up and out over the plate, and that's been a pitch that he's had trouble with. And he hits it off the glove of the first baseman. Holiday chases
Thank you, Ken and Novanga. Vladimir Guerrero Jr.'s put on quite a show in front of his dad today, and he's had a big day batting. On the other side, Kevin Gausman stays done after a huge day on the mound. He goes 8 innings and allows only 2 runs.
Yeah, terrific outing. 100 pitches on the nose, 8 innings, 3 hits, and we mentioned the only blemish on his outing, the 2-run home run by Kaiser in the 3rd, and now Zach Pop will try to come on and close it out. Pop last pitched on Sunday in New York. He came in to strike out Giancarlo Stanton in the 5th inning and then gave up back-to-back singles and was lifted in the 6th. Those 2 hits would come in to score charge to Pop.
As we mentioned when we were talking about Dean Kramer and that Manny Machado trade, Zach Pop was in the Baltimore system at one point in his career. Lost by the Orioles in the Rule 5 draft to Arizona after the 2020 season. Ryan O'Hearn at the plate, the only Oriole with a hit since that run-scoring 3rd. There aren't many days you're going to limit a lineup like the Orioles to 3 hits in 8 innings.
No. And Urias, he walked and scored ahead of that home run, and they have hit a ton of home runs. This is trouble.
That one's deep to left field, and it's off the wall, played quickly by Loper Fito, and that's going to limit Ryan O'Hearn to a single, a long single, to start the 9th.
And Loper Fito's looked good in left field. And played an awful lot in this ballpark, and he played that one perfectly. And got over to cut it off, and this ball bounces up against the wall in left field, and Loper Fito gets after it quickly and hustles it back in. O'Hearn was thinking about second base and has to put on the brakes and hustle back to first. Nice play.
That keeps the double play in order as Adley Rutschman takes outside. It's been an up and down season for Zach Pop with the Blue Jays this year. When he's going right, what are you seeing from Pop?
A lot of strikes with that 2-seam fastball, and he just leaves it off the plate away an awful lot. He's a little bit late with his timing. When he is right on time, he gets that hand out in front, and he gets great movement on that hard 2-seamer. I mean, they would like to have Pop finish up this inning, but now with the leadoff base hit, they've had to get Chad Green up and throwing. The Blue Jays won't have an off day until Chicago next Thursday. So they don't want to use too many pitchers in this situation. Oakland will be into town, and after that game on Sunday, the Jays will fly out to Anaheim and take on the Angels for 3.
And they're hoping to have safe situations against Oakland and Los Angeles to use Chad Green in. But you never know with the Orioles. One swing here from Rutschman, and this could be a save situation.
Once again, a little bit late with his timing as Pop missed with that breaking ball. You know, we talked about that with Gausman during the course of the game. Rhythm and timing are important for pitchers as well.
Down and in. When you say late, does that mean his arm is late? His body's
his body's out in front. His arm is late, and that's why the ball is up and away to left-handed hitters. And as a catcher, when you see that, one thing you can do is just subtly move to the inside part of the plate, change his visual a bit, and just create a little more drive toward the inner part of the plate.
Base hit to right field for Adley Rutschman puts 2 on with nobody out.
Yeah, I mean, this should be a situation where Zach Pop could come in and just pound the strike zone and have a quick inning of work. That's a pretty good pitch. A good late moving fastball, maybe a ball down, but Rutschman hooks it through the right side. Again, the Blue Jays are trying to see what they have on this team right now and who can be part of the team going forward. And this is a pretty low leverage situation for Pop, and now he's given up back-to-back singles to start the inning.
And the always dangerous Ryan Mountcastle up for the Orioles. Falls behind him 2-0.
Yeah, every time you throw a ball, you encourage the Orioles a little bit more.
At the knees, strike one.
And that last pitch was 97. And it's just not a straight 97. It's a wicked sinking fastball. And hitters, they have a tough time squaring that pitch up, hit it on the ground.
Lined foul, 2-2.
Yeah, that was a desperation swing right there. As that pitch was probably a ball down and away, but when it starts out of Pop's hand, it looks like it's a hittable pitch.
Mountcastle is prone to chasing. Let's see if Pop can get him to chase or hit a ball on the ground here. 2-2. Bounces it softly, and that's going to be an infield single for Ryan Mountcastle. A bit of tough luck that time for Zach Pop, and now the bases are loaded with nobody out.
And John Snyder doesn't waste any time. Zach Pop gives up 3 consecutive singles, and I'll agree with you, that last one was an unfortunate bouncing ball up the line, no play. But Snyder can't wait any longer, and Pop will be out of this.
Ball game for the Blue Jays. They call on the closer in what's now a save situation with the tying run on deck for the Orioles. Green tries to convert his 10th save of the year.
Yeah, he had a save in the opener on Tuesday night. They picked up his 9th save, as you mentioned. He retired the side in order, got Henderson, O'Hearn, and Hadley Rutschman 3 up, 3 down in the 9th to close out that ball game.
Bases are loaded for the Orioles. 3 singles off Zach Pop to start this inning. O'Hearn, Rutschman, and Mountcastle. And now Jackson Holliday takes a slider for strike one. Hit on the ground to third. Clement in a race to the bag gets the out. A run comes in to score. That's O'Hearn in, and it's a fielder's choice and an RBI for Jackson Holliday.
Tony Clement had no play but to go to third base. That ball was cued off the end of the bat, and his momentum's going to take him to third. He didn't have a play anywhere else. He just barely beats the runner over to third. As Rutschman's retired, O'Hearn comes in to score.
That had to be an interesting experience for Chad Green, who was a teammate of Matt Holliday's, just faced Jackson Holliday. Now Cedric Mullins up, hits the ball well to left field, headed toward the track, and that's down up against the wall. In to score Mountcastle. Holiday stops at third, and this one's getting very interesting as it's a 7-4 game, and the tying run will come to the plate.
Well, and that closes out the line for Zach Paff. 3 hits and 3 earned runs. And Pete Walker's going to come out and try to slow down the Orioles right now. How about Cedric Mullins getting a pitch on the outside part of the plate and going the other way with it? And Mullins, he does a pretty good job of staying on this pitch.
And it's been a bit of a tough season for Cedric Mullins, a former All-Star. But that's a crucial hit for the Orioles, who could potentially cash in 2 with a single. Pinch hitting for Baltimore is Eloy Jimenez, who has been great in limited action for Baltimore since they acquired him at the deadline. He's 8 for 16 as an Oriole.
Yeah, he had 2 hits in the game last night, including a 2-run double in the 8th inning. That was our Eric Swanson. So he comes off the bench with runners at second and third, still just 1 out.
Infield back for the Blue Jays, and a foul tip there to get ahead 0-1. Jimenez in for Ramon Urias. 0-1. Slider down and away. Another slider, and this one's going to veer foul. Eloy Jimenez has faced Chad Green 3 times in his career, and he likely has fond memories. 2 hits in his 3 trips, including a home run off Chad Green.
Yeah, he has had some good at-bats against Green in the past.
The 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. The high fastball works again for Chad Green, and the Orioles down to their final out.
Yeah, he elevates his pitch. You can see how late Jimenez was, as he never really caught up to that pitch. The ball has passed him before that swing goes through the hit zone.
Still the tying run at the plate, though, and Colton Cowser has homered today. He takes upstairs, ball 1.
This is his first look at Chad Green. He's not faced him before.
Cowser in his rookie season. The 1-0. Slider hit foul. Jackson Holliday's on third and Cedric Mullins on second. 4 hits and 2 runs this inning for the Orioles. 1-1. Called strike, and the Orioles down to their last strike here. Cowser's going to step out. Almost 28,000 on their feet at Rogers Center. The 1-2. Foul back into the screen, and we'll do it again. Another 1-2. Low with the slider.
That pitch, that's a tough one to lay off of, facing the guy for the first time after seeing that good hard fastball, and it comes back with the slider.
Hit on the ground, dive at second. It's off the glove of Horwitz into right field. 1 run in Holiday. Mullins comes in to score, and it's a 1-run game.
That is a tough one right there. And, of course, Spencer Horwitz trying to get acclimated at second base. Looks like Cowser might have hurt himself hustling up the line. He's taking some time as Holiday comes in to score from third, and right behind him, Cedric Mullins from second. Horwitz gets a glove on him, but it's off his glove into right field. And you can see after Cowser stopped, he kind of twisted his ankle. When he comes to a quick stop around first, you can see that he stumbled right there by Cowser. As he took an awkward step, he slipped a little bit and may have twisted his ankle a bit. Gets a glove on him, but it's off his glove into right field. And you can see after Cowser stopped, he kind of twisted his ankle. When he comes to a quick stop around first, you can see that he stumbled right there by Cowser. As he took an awkward step, he slipped a little bit and may have twisted his ankle a bit.
This is the last thing the Orioles need right now. Looks like he'll be okay, but they've actually had a good number of injuries over the last couple weeks.
It's really the last thing the Blue Jays needed. Colton Cowser with 4 RBIs.
For sure. He has been really tough on the Blue Jays.
That's James McCann, who was hitting the nose.
Representing the go-ahead run. Foul tip into the glove of Kirk. Strike one. If you're on the side of the Orioles, this is what you hope for. Coming into the inning, the Orioles trailing 7-2, and now they have a chance with Anthony Santander at the plate. 0-1. Low with the fastball.
Big numbers all season long for Santander. 12 RBIs in 13 games.
1 for 4 today with a double. And he thought about swinging at that high fastball, but laid off.
He's the 8th Oriole to hit this inning. Zach Pop started the inning and gave up 3 consecutive singles to load the bases, and then Chad Green came on.
3 runs charged to Pop, 1 to Green. 2-1 pitch hit in the air, foul, out of play, and once again, the Orioles are down to their final strike.
This is where closers are really special, in that he was sitting down in that dugout thinking, I'm not going to get in this game. You know, he's in Pop out there to close out the game, but Chad Green can never shut it down until that final out of the ball game.
Fans on their feet again. Cowser on first, Santander at the plate. And the 2-2. Popped up, first base side, into the seats.
This wasn't supposed to be so tense.
No. The Blue Jays got a lot of insurance runs in the 5th and the 6th. We're leading 7-2 coming into this inning. Another 2-2. In the air, center field. Playable for Dalton Varsho, and that's the ball game. The Blue Jays just hold on to beat the Orioles 7-6, and they take the series from the Baltimore Orioles here at Rogers Center.
Yeah, it was quite an interesting game, and you didn't expect it to end like that. But what a night for Vladdy Guerrero Jr. once again. He drives in 4 with a single, a 2-run home run, and an RBI triple. Another big night for Vladdy. Kevin Gausman was terrific. He goes 8 innings and holds the Orioles to 2 runs on 3 hits, but then it was a dramatic finish as Chad Green wrapped it up. His 10th save of the season, his second in this series. A terrific game for the Blue Jays and a big win.
He is a